The breaking point of a silent provider and the bitter truth that finally shattered a family's perfect facade. I finally snapped at my cousin, Brooke, during our annual 4th of July cookout, and honestly, it was a long time coming. For years, anytime I do something special for my girlfriend, Maya, Brooke acts like Maya is some kind of high-maintenance princess and I'm just a simp for caring. Maya is a social worker, and lately, she's been dealing with some incredibly heavy cases. She shows up to these family things exhausted, emotionally drained, and just quiet. Last month, at Aunt Linda's place, Maya was sitting on the porch looking completely wiped out. I went inside, grabbed her a cold water, and started rubbing her shoulders for a second. Brooke rolled her eyes so hard I thought they'd get stuck. She loudly said, "Oh my god, give it a rest. She's got 2 hands, she can grab her own drink. Why do you treat her like she's made of glass?" The whole patio went silent. Maya just forced a small smile and looked at her feet. I let it slide because that's just Brooke, right? Then, 2 weeks ago, I mentioned I'd surprised Maya with a weekend getaway to a cabin because she really needed to unplug. Brooke scoffed and muttered, "Must be nice to have a guy who wastes his paycheck on aesthetic trips." Maya's face fell, and I could tell it really stung. Yesterday was the big cookout. Maya mentioned her head was killing her from the heat. Even before she finished the sentence, Brooke was making faces. My brother-in-law, Mark, asked if anyone wanted a burger, and Brooke snapped at him, "You're doing too much, Mark. Just sit down and eat." Mark tried to laugh it off, saying, "I'm just trying to help out, babe." Brooke hissed back, "You're always performing for everyone. It's embarrassing." I saw Mark's face just drop. He looked like a kid who'd been slapped. Maya squeezed my hand under the table, giving me that "don't do it" look. But then, Brooke leaned in with this nasty, smug grin and said, "You know what's funny? You never did stuff like that for me when we were roommates. I'm your own cousin. She's just some girl you're dating." That was it. That was the moment something in me just broke, because this wasn't about Maya. It was about Brooke and Mark. Mark is one of the best guys I know. He works 60 hours a week. He's patient. He does all the little things. And he still tries to show her affection. And for 7 years, I've watched Brooke shut him down like it's her full-time job. At their wedding, Mark surprised her with a vintage locket she'd mentioned once. Brooke's first reaction? "It doesn't even match my dress." At every party, Mark tries to put his arm around her, and she flinches away. He tells a joke, and she looks at him like he's the dirt on her shoe. A few months ago, Mark pulled me aside in the garage. He looked like he hadn't slept in a month. He told me, "I don't know what to do anymore. If I'm romantic, I'm clingy. If I give her space, I'm distant. Nothing I do is ever good enough." So, sitting there, hearing her judge me for loving my girlfriend while Mark sat there like a ghost beside her, I couldn't swallow it anymore. I put my plate down and looked her dead in the eye. "Brooke, you really want to know why I treat Maya like this?" I said. Her smile faltered. "It's because she actually appreciates it," I told her. "When I bring her a drink, she says thank you. When I rub her shoulders, she doesn't act like I'm annoying. When I plan a trip, she doesn't insult me for it." Brooke's face went beet red. "That's not the point," she shouted. "Yes, it is the point," I said, my voice getting steadier. "Maya isn't spoiled, Brooke. She's just grateful. And the real problem is you're bitter because Mark doesn't do these things for you anymore." Brooke opened her mouth to scream, but I didn't stop. "He stopped doing them because you spent years telling him nothing he did was good enough. You trained him to stop trying." The backyard was dead silent. Even the kids stopped playing. Brooke hissed, "Don't you dare talk about my marriage." Mark finally lifted his head. His eyes were so tired, and he didn't say a single word to defend her. I said, "Quieter now. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm telling you what everyone has been watching for years." Brooke shoved her chair back. It screeched against the deck. "Wow, so you're just gonna attack me in front of the whole family?" Her voice was shaking. She grabbed her bag and stormed toward the car. Mark stayed sitting there for a second, staring at his wedding band. Then, he stood up slowly. He looked at my parents, then at me. "I can't do this anymore," he said. His voice was flat, empty. He picked up his keys and walked out after her. Now, half the family is texting me saying I ruined the holiday, but Mark hasn't answered his phone since they left.